Okay, so you've now been referred by your doctor or self-referred to a counseling service, and they are asking you to do the intake to get into the counseling service. So I'm going to let you guys know all about what goes down, because I know it's really, really nerve-wracking, especially like I just signed up for a new counselor, and I just did this intake service yesterday, and it can be very nerve-wracking. Like it's really hard, especially for people with social phobia and everything, to talk to strangers about what they're having issues with when they probably haven't even told their closest friends or family yet. But just know that they are completely professionals, and usually they are kind-hearted people that go into the business anyway. They'll always be sweet to you. If they're not, for some odd reason, I've only dealt with one person that was not very kind, and she is a psychiatrist, which is different anyway, than a counselor, and she was just way too aggressive for me, but some people like that aggressive technique. But yeah, but if you don't get along with them for any reason, you can always let them know or request a new person, because it's all about your comfort, and they're there to help you, so it has to be the right process for you. So just keep that in mind. You're always in control. That's what I want to accentuate, because it can be a very nerve-wracking process, but once you get there, you'll realize it really isn't. Like, these are the kindest people you'll meet. So yeah, don't worry. Take a deep breath when you walk in the door. Okay, so the intake process. So usually you'll have been referred by your doctor and gotten a call from the counseling agency, and they're asking you to come in on a certain date to do an intake. Or you referred yourself and then they called you and you're coming in on a certain date. So you mosey on down to the counseling office. You want to be a bit early. If you're like right on time or a little bit late, it's not a big deal, because sometimes they get like really busy and they get behind anyways. But they always have some kind of waiting area. It's much like a doctor's office, where they have like magazines and really comfy couches. And it's really comfortable. They're there to take care of you. So yeah. So you'll mosey on in there, and then there's a lady at the front desk, or a man. I'm being stereotypical, I'm sorry. But okay. There's a lady or a man at the front desk, and they'll hand you a form or two and say, like, can you please fill this out? So it'll usually be a Beck depression evaluation. And it'll be like, it'll ask you questions like, first of all, it's just information like, where do you live, medical history, allergies, the usual things you get. But then they'll ask like, what would you like to focus on, what's your doctor's name, that kind of stuff. You don't have to have a doctor though, like all these things, like you don't have to. So you just want to say, like, if you're there for depression, you just write like, want help with depression, anxiety, etc. And yeah, you just fill out all the questions pretty much. It's just a form. And it's all confidential completely. You just have to fill it out, and it's for their computer systems. It gives you a contact person just in case like they really need to contact you, or somebody hasn't heard from you in a while, and it's like a safety thing. If like you disappeared and they heard that you were really like feeling really, really down, and then all of a sudden they don't know where you went, you're not showing up to counseling, like they'll call your kind of security person you write down, and ask them like, have you seen this person, do we need to be worried, like that kind of thing. It's all just for safety precautions. So you fill that out and you do the Beck evaluation usually, and all it is multiple choice little form that it figures out pretty much how depressed you are. And it is pretty accurate. It's a good test. It's a psychological test. It's just like, I think it's 4 pages. And you fill out, it's pretty much like, has your appetite changed? Have you lost interest in certain things? Like, and then it's like I still have the same excitement about things that I used to. B, I'm somewhat excited about things that used to interest me. And then like C and D is like, I have no interest in anything and I can't get excited about it. And so yeah, and then once all those are added up, you hand them back to the person, and it's all confidential. They just put it in their computer file on you, and it's mostly just for your security and everything. And then you'll wait for a little while, and you'll get called into one of the offices, either with an intake person or with the counselor you're gonna see. Sorry. So for me yesterday, it was an intake person, and he was a really, really nice guy. And he actually told me things that I haven't even heard of. And I'm like studying psychology, and I've been researching things since I was like 14. So that was pretty cool. He told me some amazing things, and I'm gonna do a video on some of the tips he gave me. Cause I don't know how I haven't heard that things yet, but something just really connected with us, and he knew like something that I just needed to hear to connect the dots about certain issues. So that's pretty cool. But once you're in the room with the person, they'll just ask you questions like, this part can be kind of hard, like especially the first time. Like I always get so nervous at this part. But they're there to help you, and it's an intake, so they have to see like how you're feeling and why you're there. So they pretty much just ask you, and they ask you like, are you in any danger of self-harming or anything like that? Just for safety precaution, because they're not allowed to let you they don't want you to go home and hurt yourself. They want to make sure you're okay. So you have to let them know and be honest, because your honesty is going to help you. Like if you lie about things, or you just don't tell them a lot of things, then it's not going to be as beneficial to you, even though it is hard to tell the full truth about everything. They're not there to judge at all. They're just there to help you. And yeah, so they just ask you a bunch of questions about how you're feeling, what you're there for, a little bit of past your history kind of thing, and then they try to assess like what would be a good counselor for you, and yeah. So that's pretty much it. Like then they'll just like shake your hand and say, okay, thank you, it's nice to meet you, and we'll set you up with someone. We'll give you a call. Sometimes you'll have to go on a wait list, which is usually a few weeks to get in, because these things are very busy, especially the ones that are free. I was really lucky, and I got in the next day. Like that never happens. I was so lucky. And I got to see somebody today, which was cool. But yeah, that's pretty much the whole intake process. Like it is hard because it's talking to a person that you don't know yet. They're very friendly and very nice. Usually I've never met an unfriendly intake person. Like they make sure to hire the nicest people. And they're there to help you. So yeah, my only advice is to be open and honest, and honestly, if you cry or something, don't feel bad, because I have done that so many times, because it's hard. Like they are asking like the deepest questions, and of course it's going to bring up some emotion, and they're used to people crying around them like 24/7, so don't worry. They always have like a little box of Kleenex near them, because it is really hard to talk about deeply emotional things, even if it is just in a first interview sort of situation. So yeah, I hope this helps make you guys less worried about it. I hope I didn't make you more worried. It's honestly, that's the most like, it's not even stressful, but I would say that is the most stressful process. of getting into the counseling is of talking to the intake person. And that's coming from a person who's really shy and a bit of a social phobe, so it might just be me. But it's really not a scary experience. It's very positive, and you feel so good afterwards, and so like a weight lifted off your shoulder sort of thing. And it just feels really good, like you go to help, you're there to help yourself, and it just feels amazing. So I hope this helps you guys, and just don't be scared. Like, if you feel like you need counseling, go for it, because it is indescribable how much it can help your life. Even if it's just for something like you want to get your life goals in order, or just something like that would be considered like smaller, not like dealing with schizophrenia or something like that. But no issue is small, right? But you know what I mean, in that kind of grand scheme of things. Yeah, I just say go for it, because it is so worth it. So yeah, good luck, guys, and make sure to click on the next video if you want to know more on the next parts of the counseling process and getting started. So thanks for watching, and see you guys next time. Bye!